How did I become an artist, a painter, a creator? How did I get my work into an exhibition in New York, Milan, London? When I came from a little town 100 miles from Sydney, a coal mining area, a valley, cold, miserable. When I asked my father questions, he just said, work it out yourself. And at times I was very bitter about his attitude. But that made me who I am, really, because all my life I've had to work it out. I finally left Australia and came to New Zealand. And here I found far more freedom, which is the ultimate in life, because unless you're free, you can't really create. New Zealand gave this to me, so I'm very proud to be a New Zealand artist and have my work in these other countries representing New Zealand. It's been a long journey, but it actually started with music. I wanted to play the piano. My father said, no, we can't afford a piano. But a kind uncle found this violin, a relative's violin, and got it all repaired and brought it up to me in Lithgow. I'm one of those people that likes to take something that I take on as far as I can take it, like climbing Mount Everest. And so this violin of mine became my Mount Everest. And finally, I became a fellow of the Trinity College of Music. But I was frustrated because I was just playing somebody else's mindset, somebody else's thoughts. So I decided to just leave Australia and come to New Zealand. So I came to New Zealand and fell in love with Christchurch, and there my life really began. And it was just wonderful. So I decided I'd go to see the professor at art school to see if I could study the art there. And he said, Judith, look, he said, we want Picassos here. And I said to him, how do I know if I'm a Picasso if you don't give me a chance? So he took me on, and I was there, and I learnt the craft of art. I learnt the answers that I had in my mind. How do you do this line? How do you take photographs? How do you make sculptures? Colour was an obsession of the professors. So I learned all about colour. And my earlier work is full of colour. This latest work is really the opposite. It is black and grey and white. Now why is it black and white? It's because of the earthquake in Christchurch. It was a horrendous thing to have all that you wanted in life, and suddenly it's gone. It's falling down around you. The land is moving so much that a church opposite is falling down in front of me, a huge building. The ground was opening up. There was this grey liquefaction. And 7 years later, these works have emerged. On the beach, there's this beautiful rock that has two hearts. And all these little motifs, my language, a composer's language, but mine are shapes, are being put down. All the washing that I've done as a mother, there's always lines of washing. There's rain, because when I was a child, I did this drawing of rain, and the teacher said, no, you don't do rain like that. You know what I did? I did a whole page of rain, because when I walked to school there was all the rain in front of me. I didn't have an umbrella, but she said, you've got to put umbrellas in this work. Wasn't my world. So my world is what I put down on my work. It can be the earthquake, it can be hearts, it can be the rain, the earthquake, buildings, trees, birds, the hills. That's my language, my motive. Christchurch became such a dark place. The beauty of it that I fell in love with had gone. It was as though my heart had broken because of the love of this beautiful place that helped me to create and play music. It was all broken. And so this painting came about, just a little painting, but it's got darkness, the liquefaction that came out of the ground, the earthquake movement that continually went on day and night. You never knew when another shake would occur. But then finally, we left Christchurch and we came to Timaru, a little place that I knew nothing about, but there was a house, a home, a proper house, well built. That was it. So then I started to do all these wonderful, colourful paintings. I was so happy. And they still had the same motive, the colour and the happiness. But of course now, this resurfacing of the earthquake has now come out with these dark paintings. This is what's surfacing from the earthquake, the shock of the earthquake. It will come out. People in Christchurch today are suffering now because the earthquake experience is now coming out. And such intelligent people are becoming quite scattered. It's been such a slow process. They're still waiting for their houses to be repaired and rebuilt. When I lived on the hills in Christchurch, we had cats. And so the cats are here, but also the hills, the washing, the cutting in half of an object, life, light, the claws of the cats, the rocks fell down in the earthquake. Here we have a similar situation, triangles, even how things are put all out of harmony, upside down, the little motifs are not front on, they're side on, and the black, of course, it looks like a rebuild here going on. There was this great happiness here in Timaru. I was doing all these wonderful, colourful works. This is called living the dream. Here we've got the castle and the flags flying and the birds and all this freedom and the garden and some sort of vehicle here. I mean, it was such fun. All these happy paintings with cats and dogs and all these things washing and all the lines here. They just kept flowing out, all this colour, different colours. And here, happiness, party, washing, it's all there, the lines. This is a beehive. We get honey, wonderful honey. The food here is wonderful too. Fish off the wharf. It's so great to be free. And it's still coming out all this pattern that's become mine. A cat here, some sort of a monster, some sort of a strange animal, a star, an ice cream. What have we got here? We've got party time. There were lots of parties when we arrived. We were so pleased to be alive. It was just so great. Here's some more washing here. Always washing. I've done so much washing. As having had 5 children, you do a lot of washing. And also you value the minds of children. Children's minds have not been tampered with too much. So there's no blocks. And when they create, they just do it. And I've learned from that. I just do it. Or whatever comes out, like a child, really.